This video was supposed to contain a lengthy first section about my struggle to find a better camcorder, but I've decided to put that for the end, which is why in some places I make references to that first section of the video.
I didn't think it would happen, but it did. Yup, it's an AX53. Against all odds, and brand new as well. And it is the NTSC model, just so you know, not the PAL model, because a fair amount of these on eBay are saying they're the international model, which shoot at 50 FPS and stuff, and I would be fine with that, except... No, I wouldn't. Never mind. Because it would be weird if the videos were 50 instead of 60, and also electrical grids and stuff like that, but yep, Sony AX53. What I think would be the last good consumer camcorder ever made, because after this, companies just stopped caring. They would go on and make re-releases, or just, other camcorders, but they'd basically be re-releases of, stuff that had already existed. For example, the V785 from Panasonic is literally just a rehash of the V770 that, I have, so, or which I have one, so, But this Sony puts some real work into this, so, On the left side of the package, you have some features, such as the gimbal, which, again, this thing has, and, well, it's pretty nice. It helps when you're zooming out quite a bit, and given the zoom on this thing, it's going to be quite useful. You can enjoy 4K videos with full HD TV downscaling, basically. It's worth noting that this does not shoot 4K 60, only 4K 30. And I prefer frame rates above all else, but image quality does still matter to me a considerable amount. But since this thing shoots in 4K, it's going to be a guarantee that it does good 1080 as well. It's a camcorder. Do you really expect them to compromise on it? It's meant to be just good at many things. Other accessories include the MPF-V100A, which I have one in this camera right now. It lasts quite a bit, as I said earlier, assuming an earlier shot gets used, which probably won't be. BCQM1 battery charger, I don't have one. I just use the AC adapter. Stereo microphone, I'm not sure why I'd use that. On the back, we have features such as a 5-hour recording. I think in 4K mode, in the HD mode, it'll last longer. 16.6 megapixel still images. I'm not sure whether it's actually just trying to upscale it and make it look better, but on this thing it definitely does, because it advertises 24 megapixel stills, this thing, but it does not do that at all. Oh my goodness, it's not, don't even try it. 30 times clear image zoom in 4K, 40x in HD, which is basically just sort of a digital zoom, except not really. 26.8, which is worse than this thing. This thing does 26. But I suspect this won't be that big of an issue for me. 120 FPS shooting with audio, which is kind of big, and a manual ring, which this thing has a manual, but it's a small dial. Not that the dial is bad. I've seen a video of someone complaining about the small dial, but it works fine for me. But the ring is always a nice touch, and it lists this whole other host of features here that you may not really need to read about, such as the Zeiss lens, the bind sensor, image processor, XMOR sensor, Wi-Fi and NFC, Ustream, have no idea what that is, Triluminos, whatever that means, Full HD as if you need to advertise that, XAVC, which does 50 megabit HD and 4K recordings, AVC HD Progressive, the mode I'm shooting this on right now, memory stick, SDXC, which you're going to be using. You're not going to be using memory stick. They capped that. They stopped making those right before SDXC came out. And I've got a 0.5 terabyte SD card on this, so whatever. The multi-interface shoe, which I don't really have anything for this. The AV multi-port, which I don't have anything to go with it either. HDMI output, 5-point microphone, only in the AVC HD mode, not the XAVC mode. So big compromise to make there if you care so much about quality. And Play Memories, which was recently replaced with Sony's stupid Creators app, I think it was called. Whatever, I don't remember, but... And at the top, it just shows the item. So, now that I've showed you the box, there's some stuff on the bottom. But it probably contains, personal stuff. Label attached to the bottom. Is there? No, there isn't. It just lists no, I'm going to have to flip over the box to show you, but maybe I'll get a photo of it. I don't know. So let's start unboxing the thing. Finally. I've been waiting for this I'm damaging the box quite a bit. Is there something? It feels like there's something preventing me from... Something is preventing me from pulling the tab out. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, I got it. Got it. Let's go! Why am I so excited about overcoming something? Alright. Caution when handling. Do not remove a memory card or battery. Obviously not. The unit sounds when it is shaken with power off. That's due to the gimbal. I've seen that. I've heard that. I'm not seen, heard. Bunch of warning labels. Notes. If your product is not working properly, do not return to the store. Not that I was planning to anyway. This appears to be the... Oh, for the AC adapter. The USB, or what, possibly maybe the multi-port, I'm not entirely sure. The HDMI, an HDMI cable, which goes from micro HDMI to full size. Yep, this thing is a micro HDMI port, and so, well, so too does this camera. The AC adapter, which is pretty nice. Over here in this compartment, we have an FV70A, included battery. Huh, I wonder if it's charged. Probably not. Feels quite empty. I don't know why. And then, the camera itself. Ooh boy. Okay, let's move the box out of the way. And let's unwrap this camera. Oh my goodness, it looks so good. There it is. Why is the lens... No. Why is the lens cover open? That is not good. At least it's in the thing. Let's power this on first so that I... Let's try to power this on so I can get it to close. So... Not that it has power. Okay. Right. We're gonna get the DC plug in and... Yeah. Okay, that is not... It's not meant to be like that. I can tell. I'm not sure why it opened. Or why it's even open. But maybe if I plug in the AC adapter that I already have in that I use for the PJ790, then I can get it up and running. So let's get this. Let's fix this issue. If I can even get the plug in. It doesn't go in the way it normally does. Okay. Now. Is there a DC? Is there a power indicator? Yes, it is. There is indeed. Okay, it turns on. And okay, language setting. Okay, just gotta close it. Okay, that's closed. Okay, that was a little alarming, but the lens cover is closed now. That's good to know. So yeah, here's the side with the advertising, the microphone. I gotta struggle with this because the AC adapter. So, oh my goodness, not this. That happened earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to unplug it and continue onward. Now it's time to show you the actual camera. And yeah, it's been charged a little bit. The AC adapter is pretty warm, so that's a pretty good indicator. So on the side here you have dude, that looks so wrong. What the? It looked like it was out of place, like it looked broken, but I got worried for a second that it was broken, but that's how it's meant to be. Unlike the PJ790, where the headphone is also in this little area. The headphone is over here. Weird place to put it, but at least it's better than here, where your hand can block it. And oh wow, this strap is kind of small, but I'm not gonna complain about it. 30x clear image zoom, whatever. 5.1 surround microphone. I wonder how that'll be. The multi-interface shoe, which is this is my first time opening it, and there's plenty of clearance here compared to my PJ790, which is pretty good. And oh yeah, it seems to be held on pretty well. Okay. Your zoom lever, held on pretty well. Photo, viewfinder. I shook the gimbal a little bit, switching between photo and video mode. Left side contains, you know, the side you see on Best Buy all the time. 4K advertisement, XAVCS, Wi-Fi, model number, 16.6 megapixel stills, Handycam logo, all that stuff. Zeiss manual ring. Front, you got the lens cover, which was open for some reason. Although I'm not entirely sure why, but it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look beat up, so that's good to know. Again, Zeiss advertising all this and that, and you don't need to know too much about it. This has a 1 in 2.5 inch sensor, I think, a little bit bigger than this thing. And well, I'm not sure what kind of improvements they have. There's the FV70, and it's time to turn on this thing and give it a go. So here we go. And since I already turned it on, it kind of has this English time zone. I'm in the Eastern time zone. Daylight savings time, which I believe is off right. Yeah, it's off. I would like to have it set so that the month is named. That avoids elimination so much. And now I gotta set this. Today is February 15. And then 2024. And then the time right now, let's see, it's about 3:23 p.m. Clock just struck 3:24. And yeah, there's that. Advertisement for Play Memories, obviously. And just like that, here we got it. That's it right there. And since it's in 4K mode, yeah, it's 30 FPS. Again, this thing only does 4K 30, not 4K 60. Kind of disheartening for me, but whatever. This is a small screen, I noticed. Over here we have the advertisement for the 5.1 card slot, which is full-size ST, absolutely amazing. HDMI output, which again, micro HDMI. This noise, or voice, not noise. Voice canceling, which doesn't work. I think this has it and doesn't work. Night shot. Turn off intelligent auto. Oh, it was on. Okay, cool. And if I can press it again. Okay, and then there's the power button. And then of course your viewfinder, which goes upward. That felt loose for a second, but you know. And once I close it, it should appear. Yes, it does. Although oh yeah, you can definitely see it. So, yep, that's pretty nice. Oh boy, the viewfinder is kind of difficult to push in. So, this thing feels weird, but I'm not gonna complain. Let's go put a card in this, and I have a little bit of a leftover card for this, and we'll put this in here. Let me check the version number. Setup. This has time code for some reason. Why does it have time code? That's weird. Where is it? Version 1.02, so I don't need to update it. That's pretty good. Demo mode's on. Let's turn that off. Okay. And now I put the card in, which is a 64 gigabyte that I got with a GH5 that I bought. Which that does 4K 60, but I don't use it for videos because it's kind of cumbersome to work with. So let's see what we got. Accessing. Oh, I didn't need to format it. I was going to format it anyway. Whoops. Oh, never mind. Oh, it's just preparing the database thing, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, 2 hours 13. This thing has some presets already. And yeah, might I say, it is pretty good holding this thing. I like it. It's nice. Although that's because it's brand new, and that's another thing that I wanted because it's brand new. This thing is 10 years old. The V770 was made in 2015, so it's nearing 10 years old as well. So I wanted something brand new. I'm hoping this will last me many, many years to come. And the gimbal is so much quieter than the one on this. It is absolutely amazing. So, you know. So, yeah, that is pretty nice. So, there is your unboxing of the Sony AX53. From now on, or whenever I do any of my videos, this will be the camera that I'll be using to shoot this. I was anticipating at first it would be this, but then this happened, so, whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to do this because better video, better audio, all that kind of stuff. So here we go. We finally got a good camera. Let's go. All right, now if there's anything I want to show off, which there may not be, because I don't want to show off my house and my PC's on, by the way, because I didn't need to spend that 30 minutes somehow, some way. So, whatever. There you go. So, I guess, thanks for watching, I guess.
Hi there. It's been a week since I shot the video, because, well, I didn't feel like editing it until now, and I'm not sure why, because, well, I found it kind of fun, actually, you know, editing a video for the first time in 3 years. That is not the way I edited my LHTTC video. Stitching together stuff. That didn't turn out so well. Anyways, the reason why I sound really tired right now is because, well, partially because I woke up at 7 instead of 8. The other reason is because I've had to deal with some cables, because, well, there's this cable where the wires are exposed, and that works, and this perfectly normal looking one does not work. That's the first time for everything, though. You know, I've never had USB cable issues before, so, and everybody seems to have them, so, of course, I would have to have one. So, about what I said at the beginning of the video, let's talk about my camcorders, or at least the ones that I had before. The first one that I had was a Sony CX405. You can buy those on Amazon for about $230. And it was a nice change because, well, I mean, you'd expect it, but the thing I was using before was an iPhone SE that I have, that I use, wish I didn't use. You know, I wish I really didn't have to have a new phone, but, whatever, I'll take it. But for video, it's not that great, because not only are the ergonomics terrible, this won't connect to my PC. You know, you're supposed to use a lightning to USB cable to connect it, but my phone just appears and then disappears, which is really strange, and that means I have to transmit it over the network. And since I don't have iCloud, I'm not going to pay for iCloud, I have to use HFS, which allows you to send files over a local network. You know, you can transfer files between the computer and the phone, and from the phone to the computer. I think I got the order wrong. One of those is more surprising than the other. I've completely forgotten about which one is more surprising, but, yeah, anyways. After that, I enjoyed it a lot, because although the battery is not, like, the size of the battery is not changeable, only the battery is. There's only one size of battery. It was pretty nice, because I could plug it in, you know, set it on a normal tripod and let it run for multiple hours, because the USB cable also doubles down as a charger, or, you know, yeah, it's the only way to charge, but it also doubles down as, you know, the power source if you ever need to run it like that. So that's pretty cool. But eventually I found the resolution to be lacking, so I wanted something better, and I also wanted something with a 5.1 channel microphone. Not because of the extra channels, but because it would, actually, yeah, for the extra channels, because it would allow me to, you know, pinpoint specific sounds from specific channels, and, well, this one actually be that useful. Case in point, the next thing I bought. After a while, I looked at stuff, and this is what I found. A Panasonic V770. I mentioned this in the video, and, well, this is it. I'm not going to go into too much details. That's for another video I'll be making on this. But, you know, it's pretty nice. 20 times optical zoom. 5.1 channel microphone. But the microphone, like, it overdoes my voice. Whenever you close a door or anything like that, it just sounds wrong. And I don't know why. Maybe Panasonic thought it would be a good idea, but clearly it's not. When it's just too much... put it this way, sound energy. I'm not trying to be an audiophile here. I'm just trying to... If it's too loud, basically, it will overdo it, basically. It'll make it sound weird. I don't know how to describe it right now. I had words for it, but I really can't describe it right now. So that left me looking for other options, and I looked for quite a while. And in fact, I was considering getting an AX53 just outright to replace this thing. And then I found another camcorder, which was the one that the first 16 minutes of the video was shot on. This Sony PJ790. Again, the camera that I use. It's pretty nice. It's got the gimbal, just like this thing. It has a 5.1 channel microphone, and it's offset a little bit, which is very weird, but that's quite interesting. It's a nice design choice, and as I mentioned in the video, the PJ790 has both the headphone and the microphone. I was a little bit too high. It has it both in these places, so if your hands here, tough luck, buddy. It's kind of a good thing they decided to put the headphone up at where it is on the AX53. The obvious issue with it, as you heard during the 16 minutes that video went, is the gimbal is very, very loud. I don't know why Sony thought that was a good idea, but also the fact that there is a lot of overmodulation in this thing. I suspect the reason for this is because Sony put their S-Master system in this thing, and that is supposed to make it sound better. It's supposed to capture more energy, but in the process, if you don't have anything that takes S-Master audio, it's going to sound weirdly overmodulated in a different way from the B770, but it does not sound pretty regardless. And even if you got rid of it, there still is that gimbal. You probably hear the gimbal in the AX53, but it is nowhere near as loud as the PJ790. It's very nice, the AX53, and as I said, that's the camera I'm going to be using for other showcases of cameras that I have, such as this B770 and the PJ790, and even the GH5. That should be a little bit interesting because that's a full-size, high-end camera. And well, the story of how I got that is quite interesting because, well, it's a completely different story. I got this one brand new, but the GH5 was off of eBay. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. I don't need to tell you about that. That's for the other video. So, Anyways, yep, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. And, yeah, I really like the image quality on this. I think it's going to be great, and I hope you will enjoy it as well.